We're checking it out. View my channel. All right.
On the boob tube.
Where's live? Where's live? Live, 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 live. Are we live? Are we live? Clicking live here. That's not me. Where are we at? If you're watching me live, then I'm looking to see if I can go live on the same phone on different channels here. Think about it like a live test run. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Ah, there we are. All right, we are getting ready to go live. Here we go. We are getting ready to go live. Here we go. Getting ready to go live. Here we go. We are going live here.
Soon?
Yeah, hard at work. Had to get a lot of things done here between 5 and 6 o'clock. That kind of just beat being in traffic.
I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I said I had a lot of things to do at the office here between.
Yeah, hard at work. Had to get a lot of
hold on, that's me.
5 and 6 o'clock.
Let me close out of that. Are you there?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. I had my YouTube up on. We're on YouTube and Facebook Live here, I believe. If it's working correctly. So AM 790 and YouTube and Facebook all at the same time.
The king of all media.
that would be you guys, right? Bob FM, Sinclair Communications. Wouldn't that be you guys?
I guess Bob would be the king of all media. That's right.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
I'm
Bob.
like the rebellious prince.
The rebellious prince. I don't remember that Disney. Is that a Disney I missed?
Probably. It sounds like it would be.
I'm
All right, hey, we got about a minute to go here. Any area you want me to start on in particular?
Nah, well, I think you've done this show with us before. We're here to talk about dental implants, but more importantly, like how it changes people's lives and whatnot. Psychologically, physically, obviously, those are big things. You always ask the right questions.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go down to Guatemala for our teaching program at the Atlantic Implant Institute for Orca. We can talk about that. We're leaving on if the snow doesn't hold us here, we're supposed to go down Thursday. So, that's going to be a big thing.
That.
Yeah, you think we'll get out of Norfolk?
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, they usually do everything they can to clear the runway as quick as they can, from my understanding. So you might catch a delay, but I feel like you could probably still get out of here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I got a whole bunch of students meet me down in Guatemala on Friday. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. Here we go. 10 seconds.
All right.
545-2001, 545-2001, or check out their reviews from your friends and neighbors at diamondexterminators.com.
News Talk 790 WNIS. Good evening. I'm Lee Foster. Partly cloudy tonight, lows down to around 27. Tomorrow, it's going to snow. We got snow moving in. Looks like around lunchtime, snow could be heavy at times, high 31. Then for tomorrow night, the snow continues, low 26. Thursday, chance of snow early, and then mostly cloudy, high 32. Low 20. Friday, sunny, high 38, low 24. In terms of accumulation, here's what we're looking at right now. National Weather Service says, and this is for the Norfolk area, anywhere between 6 and 12 inches. I know that's a kind of big separation there, but on the low end, we're looking at 6 inches, high end, maybe 12 right now, with the heaviest totals in and around Norfolk. You will also see some high totals elsewhere, Virginia Beach perhaps, maybe some spots on the south side, and up into the peninsula as well. We'll keep our eye on it. At the moment, 39 on the south side, 38 peninsula, 40 on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It's a Tuesday evening at News Talk 790 WNIS. Lee Foster here, sitting in for Damian Hall, and joined by the wonderful Dr. Adam Hogan from Full Implant Choice. We got a Hogan sighting. Hogan!
Hey.
ImplantChoice.com is his website, talking all about getting you your smile back this hour on News Talk 790 WNIS. What goes on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again, Lee.
Dr. Hogan joins us via the magic of the interwebs. He is live from Full Implant Choice right now. And for anybody who is unfamiliar, I always want to begin at the beginning, because it's possible we still have some people out there that have not heard of you yet. Full Implant Choice, you're in Virginia Beach, your website, fullimplantchoice.com. Set it up for us. Tell me everything that it is that you do over there.
Well, to sum it up, we like to give people a new life. We like to give people a new life through, the way they feel about themselves. The renewed self-confidence to give them back their teeth, which gives them back their dignity and their humanity and their pride, and lets them really start living life again. And, specifically, it's teeth in a day. It's same day teeth. It's brand new smiles, all in just a few hours or less than 8 hours, one day, one work day, to have a completely new rejuvenated smile. So what does that speak to, Lee? It basically speaks to anybody missing teeth, all their teeth, anybody missing one or two teeth, especially up front. That's a big, big deal. Your denture wearers, anybody wearing a denture that wants to, I want to talk all about dentures this hour, actually. Go in on that with what they can or can't do. And people that just really don't like their smile and they've got really bad teeth and they just want to wipe the slate clean and get all brand new teeth in one day.
And then you touched on something in there that I think is at the core of what it is that you do. You say all the time that you treat people, not teeth. You're worried about the person who is receiving the treatment. You're worried about getting them their life back, getting them the self-confidence, because you don't realize if you have teeth missing or you're self-conscious about your smile, that leads to you having shortcomings in other areas. Maybe you're less assertive. Maybe it's hard for you to meet people. Maybe it's harder for you to get a job. There's a million different scenarios that can have a domino effect towards, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. This is proven out there. And, for anybody out there listening and on Facebook and anybody out there on YouTube or Instagram that's watching as well, if you have nice teeth, you're out there, you might be listening being like, yeah, ha, 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 kind of poo-pooing this kind of cliche, like, oh yeah, you get your teeth, you get your smart, whatever, this guy's phony, right? He's full of baloney. But, as soon as you miss one tooth, you say that to somebody who's missing one tooth right in the front of their mouth, okay? Or they've got a denture that won't stay up when they talk, and they can't go to restaurants and order basic food and live a normal life and have normal casual conversations with people. For those people missing one or two or more teeth, or with really bad teeth, they find out that a bad set of teeth is really debilitating. It's almost a handicap in society. And, it means so much to you in terms of jobs and relationships and just kind of living a full life. And what I found out over the years, Lee, is that it really boils down to the way that you feel about yourself. And when you wake up in the morning, the first person you see probably is yourself staring back at you. And you look in that mirror in the morning, and if you love what you see, you have a great day. And everybody around you just kind of gives back that positive energy. And day in and day out, it builds and it builds and it builds positive energy and reaffirmation of yourself to all of a sudden a new job, a new relationship, a new life, new house, new kids. I see it here in the clinic behind me every single day. As God is my witness, it's true.
Every time I talk to you, every time I see you, you always have a story about bumping into one of your patients out in the wild, out in public. You'll be going to a coffee shop and you'll meet someone.
Yeah.
Because you've made a lot of friends doing what it is that you do. Being the region's premier implant dentist, you serve a lot of people, not just in Virginia Beach, but all around Hampton Roads, northeastern North Carolina. People travel from far away, right?
Oh, yeah, we get travelers for sure. It's not unusual to see people driving more than 2, 3, 4 hours to get here. In fact, on any given day, any day that we're open, on any given day, there will be at least one person in the building that has traveled 3 or 4 hours to get here. It's not all that unusual for people to fly to get treated here because the word is out. I've got somebody flying up from Florida here in a week to get their work done because I treated, her sister in the area. And so the word travels far. I've treated people from as far as California, Oregon, Wisconsin, as far as in the islands, in the Caribbean islands of Anguilla, they fly here to get work done. So I think, we're not trying to brag or anything, but just to give you the idea, and those on Facebook and YouTube, the idea that it's hard to find somebody who does what Full Implant Choice does. A family-owned and operated office that does a full mouth of teeth in one day in and day out every day. And that's what we do. And that's what we focus in. It's very hard to find. So your listeners out there, Lee, they're out there and they're where Isle of Wight and they're in Chesterfield, almost in Richmond, and they're down south, in the Outer Banks, and they're listening. I even you guys got people listening in Newbern, I know, because they've come here a couple of times, and they drive 4 hours to get here past all these other dental offices. Why? Because they don't do it. And they certainly, if they advertise they do it, they don't do it nearly every day, probably not even every week or maybe every month. So it's really kind of a niche type thing to get all your teeth done in one sitting. And Full Implant Choice, it's just what we do. We're very good at it.
Well, word of mouth is one of, if not the strongest form of advertising, other than, of course, advertising on WNIS, of course.
The best.
And, the fact that people come far away, that demonstrates that you know what you're doing and that there's, not to kick other businesses or dentists or anything like that. We're not trying to be hostile in that manner.
Yeah.
But it seems to me as an outsider, and you know a lot more about your industry, obviously, than I do, the fact that you're a family-owned and operated business right there in Virginia Beach and you're able to treat people like that, I really don't see that. It's certainly not anywhere else in Hampton Roads. That is one thing that makes you guys very unique.
Yeah, that is true. There is, no practice quite like Full Implant Choice in your listening area. All right. I know you go on the internet and you'll probably find 5 or 10 offices that advertise they do this. All right. But to have a family-owned office, not corporate. We can talk about that in the next segment, but we're not corporate-owned. We're family-owned. We do everything here under one roof. Everything from, making the teeth to the surgery to putting the teeth in, everything. You don't see doctors coming in for just one part of the procedure. You don't see a lab coming in to do this, but they're gone tomorrow. So there's so many facets of this that we have that are unique here in Hampton Roads. Oh, and it's all we do. Dental implants and treating adult patients and focusing on teeth in a day. It's all we do. If you can come here, because I know you've got a couple other offices and a couple of them are listeners here, and they're family owned and they advertise they do this, although not every day like we do, guaranteed, not every day like we do, but you go to their office and they've got kids running around and they're doing root canals and they're doing all kinds of other things. but they're not focused just in this procedure. And why do I believe in this, Lee? I think if you really want to be good at it, it needs all of your attention. It really does. And if you are the patient, and you're spending a respectable amount of finances to get this done, if you're having this done, you want to make sure that you have our attention. We're not going to be distracted by having to go see a bunch of kids, while you're trying to get something important done. We're focused on you. So this is a very unique operation in Hampton Roads and in the region. In fact, it's probably, there's only, some hundreds of these like it around the country where this is all we do, Lee.
And once again, if you're just joining us, we're talking with Dr. Adam Hogan from Full Implant Choice, the Mid-Atlantic region's premier implant dentist. FullImplantChoice.com is his website. That's FullImplantChoice.com is his phone number. If you want to call him up, set up a time for a consultation, 757-629-4259. That's 757-629-4259 at Full Implant Choice. So we should let's explore a little bit more the actual process of once you call Full Implant Choice, once you have that consultation, you meet with people, you talk it over with them, you give them all the information. They have the ability to choose if it's the right move for them. Maybe not so much. Maybe they wait. Maybe they come back later. Whatever they want to do. You're not trying to be pushy about it. And if they decide to go ahead, walk me through the process of what people can expect, because I would imagine a lot of people who are not familiar with how this works, their first fear would be pain, right? They think it's going to be a very painful process or maybe a lengthy process, but that's not really the case. You say say it yourself. It's a one-day thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions right there, Lee. Let me break that down. Pain. It's not really a real problem for 95% of our patients. Okay, we do this surgery every day, and every day we see people that have had the surgery done yesterday or 2 days ago or last week, and they're all remarkably saying, gosh, I can't believe it doesn't hurt. Even if they've got some bruising or whatnot that's going to go away, they're like, I can't believe it doesn't hurt more. So we hear that all the time. Now, no doctor can look at every single patient in the eye and guarantee 100% of people 100% of the time that they're not going to have any discomfort. But the point is, those people are far outliers. They're rare. When they happen, we get control of it. It goes away. But here they all say it wasn't as bad as they thought it would be. So that's a very common denominator with that. So just to answer, I want to answer everybody's fears. We've got nothing to hide on pain and discomfort, because it's really very, very minimal. And if you don't believe me, Lee, or you're out there on Facebook or YouTube and you don't believe what I'm saying, when you come here for that consultation, you're sitting in our reception room and you're probably having a nice conversation with our staff up front, who's very, very friendly. Lindsay and Julie are going to be up there and they're going to be chatting with you, or probably other people. And you can turn to the people to your right and left and you can ask them questions. So, if you think that what I'm saying sounds like it's just too good to be true, just come to the waiting room, sit there and ask. All right. That's one thing that you won't find at other offices is people every hour in our office that have had this done at some point in time, have had this done. So those are our testimonials, and they absolutely speak for themselves. You asked about what to expect when you come here.
Yeah, if I call you up at 629-4259, hello, Dr. Hogan, can I come in? How does, I guess, start with the initial consultation? How does that go?
Well, it goes very well, isn't that obviously?
I suppose you're right.
Need I say?
You and I have already had our consultation. I'm not talking about me.
Yeah. We've had that. No, it's gone very well. How does it go? Basically, this is kind of a mission for you to find out if you like us and for us to find out if we like you. All right. And do we offer something that can help you? That's kind of what this is all about. So for your radio listeners, we've got a free consultation. All right, WNIS. I suppose now if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, I guess that's going to be open to you guys too. Just mention it. But you've got that free consultation. So really, you don't owe us anything to get our advice. All right. So, and it's good advice. It's really good advice. But you're going to come in. You're going to meet a friendly staff. You're probably going to, you're going to Julie and Lindsay up front, Bria and, Talia and everybody and Amy. You're going to meet these nice ladies and a couple of gentlemen in the back. And they're going to have a friendly conversation with you and just find out, hey, what do you want us to do for you? And then we take a CT scan and then we look and we determine if we'll look in your mouth briefly and we just say, okay, these are the things that we may be able to do for you. And this is what it can do for your life. In most cases, Lee, if you're coming to visit us, you already know what it can do for your life. All right. I don't have to tell the people that are wearing a denture that they can't eat and smile with, or the people that have, bad teeth. I don't have to tell them what it's going to mean to them to, have a brand new smile and healthy looking teeth that they can eat with. Because that's very important. But yeah, it's just basically, usually that's what I do. Like I just kind of say, I say, Jeff, what would you like for me to do for you? What do you want me to do for you? And, we kind of go from there and we see if it's something that we can offer you here at Full Implant Choice.
So call them up. Find out if it's right for you. 757-629-4259 or fullimplantchoice.com. You guys are on social media too. People should follow you there. Where can we find you?
Well, right now, you can find me on Facebook Live at Full Implant Choice and on YouTube at Full Implant Choice at the moment. But you can also find us on Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn and I don't know, you name it, we're out there. But yeah, find us out there. I can give you the phone number, but it's easiest if you just go to the website, www.fullimplantchoice.com, and you can find our phone number right there.
And they have a good website. Everything is laid out very neatly and it's organized well. You can understand it. There's pictures, there's testimonials, many of them from WNIS listeners. So if you want a good starting spot, fullimplantchoice.com, that is a good place. That's as good as any. And if you want to follow them at all on your preferred cat video viewing platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, search for Full Implant Choice. You mentioned that you wanted to touch on dentures a little bit, and we've got a few minutes here until we'll take a short time out for the news coming up at the bottom of the hour. I don't know if you wanted to touch on that here a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Denture wearers are one of the three main people that we treat, okay? And there are probably about 38 million totally edentulous Americans out there. 100 million more that are partially, missing more than a few teeth. And so there's a lot of people wearing dentures. And the thing about wearing a denture person will tell you is that you don't have freedom. And in many cases, you don't have dignity or human dignity, because it's not natural to have a plate of plastic teeth that you take in and out of your mouth, many times a day. And it's cumbersome to talk with and it's hard to eat with. And there's, you go to a restaurant and half the foods on the menu you can't order. It's just completely off limits. So, and then imagine just even kissing in a denture, like everything. There's so many things you can't do with a denture quite so confidently you can do without a denture. So one thing we do for denture wearers is we can get rid of that denture in just one day. And just about everybody, 99.9% of people have enough bone. So we can talk about that after the segment, but there's always enough bone to get rid of your denture and not have to ever wear that bulky, awkward, thick plastic plate with the plastic teeth and a bunch of glue just shoved up over it. So hopefully it sticks to the roof of your mouth, and you don't have to live like that, Lee. Even if you were able to keep that denture up, every time you eat, stuff gets up underneath it. You got to take it out. It gets all gross, and at night, this is one of those human dignity things that you just don't want to take for granted. You take your teeth before you go to bed, you take your teeth out of your mouth and you brush them and you clean them and you drop them in a cup of cold water and you go to bed with no teeth, right? Your teeth are in a jar on the nightstand, not where your teeth should be. And you think that that's kind of depressing enough. You wake up in the morning and you look over at your spouse or your loved one or your kids come running in the room and you smile and you don't have your teeth in. So there's a lot of people get up before all their loved ones. They make a point of setting their alarm early. They get up, they got to go. They got to take their denture out. They got to clean their denture, clean their mouth, and they got to put their teeth in just so they can start their day. And, you know, that's not really the way that I feel like life should be, you know, meant to be lived. You want that freedom to get up in the morning and just look beautiful and go. You know, probably just like you do, Lee.
Oh yes, of course. The beauty that I am, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, those, you know, they can't see you here on YouTube and Facebook. It's not pointed at the screen, but take it from me, guys. He's good looking.
He's Dr. Adam Hogan. He's trying to charm me for some reason, and it's working. News Talk 790 WNIS. Dr. Adam Hogan, FullImplantChoice.com is his website. The phone number 757-629-4259. We'll take a short break and come back with more. Dr. Adam Hogan, Full Implant Choice. News Talk 790 WNIS.
News Talk 790 WNIS.
It's gonna snow.
Say you got the flu. Got hold of both your shoes. Yeah. You're feeling alone and confused. You got to keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling.
Are you getting a feedback from me?
You're about to go insane. Your woman's playing
All right, I think we're on a commercial break right now for you guys out there. Lee, can you still hear me?
Keep on smiling. Keep on smiling.
Spring is almost here, and it's time to refresh your home. But wait, pressure washing can...
All right, we're back in about, looks like 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Oh, you got a long break. Okay. That's all right. We can keep them entertained. No problem. We're still on live feeds right here.
All right.
So, yeah. But don't worry, they can't see your picture on here. If you got something to do, go ahead and do it. Is there going to be
quickly go fill up my cup? I'll be right back in about a minute, okay?
Is there going to be much more going on with long breaks after this?
Sorry, say that one more time for me.
I said, are the breaks after this shorter? How many more breaks are coming up?
This is our last break before the end of the show. We'll have one long segment when we come back.
All right. Sounds good. All right, well, I'll keep these guys.
I'll be right back.
All right, I'll keep these guys entertained. Here we go. Who we got on here first of all? We got some familiar faces. We got some friends here, and a couple of old friends as well. All right, very good. And I can't really tell what's going on YouTube because I'm not looking up that direction, but I have a camera. Hopefully, it's still running. What are we talking about? Some of you people on here know what we're talking about. We're talking about teeth. We're talking about new teeth. We're talking about all on four. I hate that term, all on four. I really do. That's sort of a coined phrase by an implant company, a trademark phrase, I do believe too. But it's a phrase that means basically you get a full set of teeth all on 4 implants. Now, why do I not like that term? Because it really sort of demeans what the whole process is all about. It makes it sound so simple. It makes it sound like just a monkey can do it. 4 screws, set of teeth, right? It's kind of way more complicated than that. And one thing that we do different here is we try to always do 6 implants. You don't always need 6, but probably 95% of the time it's a good idea to have 6 implants. So we always throw in our extra implants and we do it for the same cost. And one thing that's different about the way we do this here is this is just a model and it shows implants all the way in the back, these 2 little holes. But typically for most people, the holes don't go any further back than say right about here. And you end up with a long bridge that's unsupported. But here at this office, we've got implants all the way in the back. So there's no cantilever, there's no tooth unsupported, no bridge that's not gonna have a leg under it. And the important thing about that is longevity, right? Longevity, that things last a long time. You want this to hopefully last a lifetime. You want to have a chance that it's going to last a lifetime. And The best way to do that is to make sure that you've got implants all the way in the back. So we know how to place implants in areas where most dentists, and it's a fact, most dentists don't know how to do it. In fact, probably way more than most, if not, I'd say most all dentists don't know how to put implants all the way in the back of your mouth. And so it's something that we do here that's kind of quite unique, at least for our listening area. Lee, you're back.
I am here.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
Yeah. Are we really getting all this snow?
It certainly looks like we're going to get snow. Exactly how much? Very hard to say. It looks, the predictions are anywhere between 6 inches and a foot at the moment, and that's for Norfolk. So that will vary greatly. But we'll see. I mean, it's definitely going to be enough to shut everything down for a day or two.
Yeah.
For sure.
When's it starting? Do you know?
Looks like around anywhere between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. tomorrow. So basically around lunch. That's when it will start, but it won't be its heaviest right away. It'll be its heaviest, looks like, and I'm just going off of what the National Weather Service is saying. It looks like late afternoon and into the evening. That's when it's going to be its heaviest. And at one point there, we're going to get about 1.5 inches to 2 inches per hour at its heaviest.
Yeah.
It's going to snow like hell there for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I can still take off on Thursday afternoon. We'll see. I got to get down to Guatemala City for we call it Orca Operation Redentulate Central America, but it's also a teaching endeavor with the Atlantic Implant Institute. So we got I think 40 doctors coming down for the week to learn how to do what we do at Full Implant Choice. So it's kind of it's a lot, but
yeah, absolutely.
I can't
We'll talk about that when we come back here in about 40 seconds.
Yeah, we could talk about it. But I was going to say I don't want these guys to get down there and I'm not there.
Right. I know. Yeah.
Not going to be a good thing. For sure. But good. Got Damien out skiing.
I don't know what he's doing. I hope he's doing something like that: skiing, hiking, hunting, fishing.
Yeah.
I would imagine he is. And he deserves some time off, so good for him.
Yeah, he's got a good life. You guys all you disc jockeys, you all got a good life, I think.
Learn more at lumosfiber.com.
Here's Dog 790 WNIS. Dr. Adam Hogan is with us, joins us via the magic of the interwebs. Full Implant Choice, fullimplantchoice.com. And they're located in Virginia Beach. If you want to go see them, where are they? Their address, it is 2021 Pleasure House Road in Virginia Beach. Their phone number, 757-629-4259. And that website, once again, fullimplantchoice.com. I mentioned an update on the snow, and the latest that we have from the National Weather Service, we're looking at snow beginning sometime around lunchtime tomorrow. The window is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That is when the snow begins. It will be at its heaviest in the late afternoon and into the evening. And for the Norfolk area, in and around downtown Norfolk, that includes, Portsmouth, obviously, and Virginia Beach and Chesapeake and all that, we're looking at somewhere between 6 and 12 inches. That is what the National Weather Service says at the moment. That is for the whole event. So from the moment the snow begins Wednesday afternoon, late morning afternoon, all the way into Thursday morning. And finally, the snow will stop, it looks like, sometime by 10 Thursday morning. And hopefully it stops in time for Dr. Adam Hogan to get out of town, because you've got somewhere to be, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I do. We were talking at the break. Yeah, I gotta get out of Dodge here. I gotta get down to Guatemala City. So we're going down to the Atlantic Implant Institute. So to catch people up on Facebook, YouTube, and your listeners out here, we're going down to Guatemala, where we teach other doctors how to do same-day teeth, brand new set of teeth, a full set of teeth, all in one day. And we've got probably about 40 doctors showing up down there for Orca. And, it's a great event. I love it. It's going to be my 4th time down there. We're going to treat probably, I think, about 40 patients close to 40 patients in these next 5 or 7 days. 7 days total, really, 5 days of treatment. But yeah, it's a tremendous event. I love going down there. And what can I say? Norfolk, clean the runway, get it de-iced. Don't forget the de-icer. I got to get out of here on Thursday.
We have important cargo here, and he needs to get to where he's going, all the way to Guatemala. That's very nice. It sounds like a fun trip. It sounds like a great opportunity for many people there that you'll be working with. And I know that's something that you really enjoy is passing that skill on to others and helping other people improve, because that's kind of how you have to be in this life, right? Everybody's helped us. You got to give back. Seems like something you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, a lot of people that do what I do or what we do at Full Implant Choice, they seem to safeguard that information. They don't want anyone else to learn how to do it. And I just kind of feel like that's sort of a selfish, and it's kind of a moot endeavor. People are gonna learn eventually. You can't stop the learning process. And I love it. I'd love it if they just learn how to do it right. And then more people can get good treatment. As I said, there's earlier in the show, there's like 38 million people wearing dentures out there, and I'm not going to treat every one of them. So I love teaching other people how to do this. I love giving them back. There's a lot of benefits to that. They say iron sharpens iron, right? It makes us better at what we do because we explain what we do to countless people, every year. And so, it's just fun. It's just fun to give back, and it's fun to do something else and work with our community.
And one other thing we should mention too is you do travel, obviously, to teach, but people come to Virginia Beach, right? People come in from all over to meet with you and learn a thing or two, right?
Yeah. They they learn from us on the internet as well, but they come live here in person. They come to the Atlantic Implant Institute right here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, right here in your 7 cities. And they really come from all over. It's not just across town. In fact, it's really almost never across town. As they say, you can't be a prophet in your own town. So I haven't had a whole lot of people coming here from Virginia Beach, except our local study club, obviously. But they come from all 4 corners of the country. They also come from Mexico and Guatemala, and we've had Colombia and Poland and Canada, and they've come from other countries as well. They come right here to the 7 cities to learn how to do full mouth, same day dental implants, with never losing your teeth, never being without your teeth, never having to take them all out and wait, never having to take them all out and wear a denture. You get to have a new set of teeth all in one day. And so that's what people are doing here in Virginia Beach. They're coming from all corners of the globe, basically, learning how to do this.
Once again, he's Dr. Adam Hogan. If you're just joining us here on News Talk 790, WNIS, FullImplantChoice.com, and you can call him up at 629-4259. One other thing I feel like we should mention, and just taking a peek at your website here, personalized, custom-crafted smiles on dental implants created in your modern, state-of-the-art in-house lab. So a lot of other places where you may get dental implants, they're not milling those teeth there. They're doing it off-site. It's being transferred in. Yeah. And that's got to significantly delay how long the process takes. I would imagine that makes it more expensive. Whereas you guys doing it in-house, there's a certain comfort involved with that. And it's just, you've made things much more efficient for the patient.
Well, yeah, you nailed it on the head. Hit the nail on the head. I spent, close to 14 or 15 years of my career working with outside labs to do work. And you can get nice work back, but God, it takes forever, and it's so inconvenient and hard to get nice work back because imagine the communication game. You ever play the telephone game where you say something to somebody else and they just say it back to you? And it's amazing what they heard because it wasn't what you said. And the same
pretty much every day here on the 5th floor.
Yeah, I think everywhere is the 5th floor, pretty much. But imagine you've got a laboratory and
the band there for everybody. Sorry, continue, doctor.
No, it's okay. But imagine your lab is in Florida, and or California or Kansas, and you're trying to get information to them. It's so impossible. But so we do everything here in Virginia Beach. We do it right here at Full Implant Choice. Everything's made, and we have a full on-site lab. And now a lot of people say they have a full on-site lab, or excuse me, a lot of people say they have an on-site lab, but it's misleading because there's 10 steps in the making process for your teeth, and they have 2 of them, and then they farm out everything else. But here at Full Implant Choice, we've got everything right here at Full Implant Choice. Everything you need from the design to the manufacturing and the finishing, we do it all right here. What does that mean for you, your listeners, and on YouTube and Facebook is you have streamlined service. You have expedient service with precision. It's going to go better. It's got better, faster communication. It's just, it can't help but go better. I found this to be firsthand. How much easier it is to deliver really good quality work quicker. And so we're really very proud of that. But I got a story I want to get to on this outside lab thing, Lee.
Yeah, please. Story time with Dr. Hogan. I'm here. I'm sitting. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Here
there you go. Get a cup of hot chocolate, okay? You got a good story.
That's right.
I had a woman come to see us about 2 weeks ago, and she was having a lot of problems getting her teeth made, getting her teeth finished. A lot of problems. She had her dental implants in. She was treated here locally in Virginia Beach. And the Virginia Beach lab, well, 7 cities anyway. I was actually, I think, in Chesapeake. Anyway, the Chesapeake office said, that they work with a lab in Florida, and they specifically named a city just outside Tampa, Florida. Well, she had been waiting. I mean, this has been going on years, waiting on getting her teeth, and every appointment 2 months apart, and they just weren't getting it right. And she went online and she found out on her own, the office didn't even tell her, she found out on her own that she called the lab in Tampa and acted like she was from the dental office, and found out that her teeth get mailed to Florida, and then they get mailed to a country in Central America. And the lab said, we don't know when you're going to get your teeth back because, we can't get a hold of the lab in Costa Rica, and we can't tell you when they'll be shipped back. So you think you're getting something American made. I mean, it's not even made in 7 cities in Hampton Roads. I mean, you think it's American made. You think you're sending it to Florida, and then they're turning around, putting postage on it, sending it to Costa Rica. And then you wonder why it takes you 2 months in between all your appointments to get your teeth back, so, I mean, in fact, she was lied to. The office in Chesapeake never told her that they were using a lab who's using a lab in Florida, using a lab in Costa Rica. She had to call the lab in Florida and say, hey, I'm so-and-so with this dental office, checking on the return date for these teeth. And we can't tell you because our lab in Costa Rica, they don't know where it's at. It's kind of lost, and we're trying to get it back, and blah, 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 blah.
That's that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you put it that way, you can't really argue with it. You've got the lab in-house. If there's a problem, it's right there. Simply put, that's the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes issues are going to happen even to the best patients, even to the best doctors and the best offices. And what you need to know when you're looking to have something major done, like a brand new set of teeth on dental implants, what you need to know is that if something does occur, that your doctor's office is going to own it, admit it, and take care of it, right? And they're gonna problem solve it. They're gonna be there for
Right.
you.
Absolutely.
So that's like if you need lab work, our lab is here. If you have a problem with your teeth, we need a new set of teeth, we might be able to get them back for you in an hour, maybe a day, 2 days at the most. Usually it's a few hours, same day. But if you go somewhere without a lab and you need new teeth, I mean, that office is going to fight, tooth and nail. Pardon the pun, but they're going to fight tooth and nail to get it back in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. So that's an issue. And then having the surgeon on site. Some offices have a surgeon come in they're like, well, we do surgery on Monday, and then the surgeon comes in on Monday, And if you have a surgical problem on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that surgeon's not in Virginia Beach. He's in, Hampton or somewhere, so it's like, okay, well, now do I go to Hampton, or do I allow the non-surgeons to answer the surgical question? So, you want to be in a place when you're getting your full set of teeth done, you want to be in a place where everybody's there every day.
That makes perfect sense to me. Full Implant Choice, Dr. Adam Hogan, 757-629-4259, and fullimplantchoice.com. So if you call them, schedule your consultation today, get that no obligation consultation, find out if it's right for you, check them out on social media, search for Full Implant Choice. What else should we mention this hour, Dr. Hogan?
Wow,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. But we got a therapy dog. Those that are on TV, they can see it. They can see my Cooper.
I saw you looking over at something. That's why I was curious to see what's going on over there.
Yeah, they got a different backdrop. See, this is what they're looking at. Now you can see. There you go. They've got my shadow box. That's my Marine Corps scabbard right there, and my Navy sword. All right. I was a non-commissioned officer in the Marine Corps, and I was a Navy lieutenant in a later life, about 8 years after I got out of the Marine Corps, because I did dental school in college. And then I've got a challenge coin board up there with a lot of good military challenge coins. These are all challenge coins. They're not ones that I had from my Marine Corps days. Well, there's maybe a couple up there, but most of them are from patients these days. See, when I was in the Marine Corps, it wasn't like everybody had a challenge coin like you do now. It's like people just make challenge coins. In fact, we give out challenge coins for the Institute, for the Atlantic Implant Institute. But back in the day, it was like generals and colonels had challenge coins, Now it's like every single unit under the sun. But yeah, I've got some pretty cool challenge coins up there as well. I don't know, did you get a look?
I can see the man's. I know for those of you listening on the radio, you can't see. Just take it from me. The man's got a very decorated office going on there. A lot of shiny stuff behind him, so he must know what he's talking about.
Well, or at least I've lived a couple of lives.
Yeah, this is true though. You've got quite an interesting story. You know what? Why don't we get to know the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Hogan, a little bit more? We always have people chiming in, tuning in late if they missed the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you, because people obviously want to know if they're going to call you up and they're going to have you. Obviously, it's a very intimate thing.
Yeah.
Treating a patient, right? Working in their mouth. They want to be able to trust you.
Sure. Yeah. And I hope you can. I mean, I think you should be able to. I don't know. I'm just kind of like the product of the people around me right now, and the people that have been around me my whole life. Here at Full Implant Choice, we got a great team, and they make me look like I shine every day. So I'm really kind of tremendously proud of them. But yeah, that's kind of been the story of my whole life. You go all the way back to your mom, right? Back when you were a kid. And but the greatest thing I ever did with my life was I joined the United States Marine Corps. And a lot of people ask questions about that. That was just something that I wanted to do. I was supposed to go on, I was accepted to engineering program at the University of Michigan. And it was aerospace engineering, as a matter of fact. And the last minute, I just kind of turned it all in and I just joined the Marine Corps. And I just thought that, I wanted to help this country and I wanted to serve the Marine Corps. And I also knew that I needed to better myself in some mental and physical ways. So I went in the Marine Corps, and I think that that's the reason why we're here today. I mean, with Full Implant Choice, that's the reason why Full Implant Choice is so great, from what the Marine Corps did for me. So yeah, that's my kind of 30 seconds on me thing. But it's really, my story has really been more about the people that have influenced me throughout in the journey.
Talk to me a little bit about since you've started Full Implant Choice, some of the evolutions that have happened along the way. I know you're always trying to advance and have the very latest technology, learn all the latest techniques, and I'm sure you've changed your mind about things over the years. Everybody does. So talk to me about some of the things you've learned since you've been doing what you do.
Okay, wait, we're almost out of time. I got a lot of things I've
Well,
learned.
some of the ones that stand out.
Yeah. I mean, 20 some years in dentistry, I guess. We'll go back. We won't go back before dentistry, but full implant choice. One thing I learned right away was that this is really much more of a people business than a teeth business. It's like dealing with the patients, making people happy. You get very close to your patients, especially when you're doing such major cosmetic and functional work, that they really become appreciative of. So we really make a lot of friends, genuine friends. And so, yeah, this is really more about people than teeth. And, people say, what do you do? Well, I put in implants and I make bridges and I make teeth, but that's not really, the big scope of what we do. We change, you're giving people happiness. It's what we're doing. We're giving people happiness. And so over the last 20 years, the main thing that's changed with that is the ability to do it all in one day. I did my first one in 2003 with a team of people at a hospital in Portsmouth Naval. And this process has evolved so greatly in the last 20 years that it's just incredibly predictable and simple to do if you know what you're doing and if you have that experience. But 20 years ago, it was just the wild, wild west. We're doing it, you have higher failures, you have fun successes, but now it's just success pretty much across the board, 99%. So it's technology, experience, have a lot to do with that. And I wouldn't downplay the experience, which is one reason why I'm on the radio to talk to people is, you can come out of dental school and, you can work 3 or 4 or 5 years and say you do this, but it takes a long time in a craft to start to find out, to learn what you don't know. None of us know what we don't know, for sure. Even you, Lee, but none of us know what we don't know. But when you get time in a craft, in a profession, you start to learn more as you go. And at 5 years, I think I'm very smart. I must know everything. I can do this stuff. But dentistry and life will humble you, and you just learn that, okay, well, there's something they don't teach at school, and there's something you can't read in a book. And so there's something to be said for having a little bit of experience, especially when you're trying to go through, a great big procedure like same day teeth in a day with dental implants.
Dr. Adam Hogan, FullImplantChoice.com. We've only got a minute or two left. If anybody takes anything from this show this hour, what's the one thing you want them to remember?
I
asked the hard-hitting question.
Yeah, you're not alone. You're just not alone. You're out there, and you're bad teeth, no teeth, depression, anxiety about it, fear of the dentist. You're not alone. There are probably almost all Americans feel the same way, right? They're all feeling exactly like you are, if they're missing all their teeth, and you're not alone. And we've treated it before. And here's what I want you to know is the solution is so simple. It's so simple. Teeth in a day is so very, very simple to do if it's done by the right qualified, experienced office with the right technology. It's very, very simple to do. So, everyone's number one regret after they see us and after they get their teeth done, everyone's number one regret is they didn't do it soon enough. They didn't do it sooner. They waited 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. They thought it was too good to be true. They listened to the stories of their neighbors say, oh, you can't do it. You can't do it like that. I had to wait 2 years, etc. You just got to come in and find out. You just got to get started today. You don't want to be regretting that, you burned the next 7 years of your life because you should have called back in 2025. This is just so easy to do for everybody that it's really amazing that not more people are doing it.
Very good point. Change your life. Call Dr. Hogan. Get that smile back. 757-629-4259. That's 757-629-4259. His website, and that's the best starting point, FullImplantChoice.com. He's out in Virginia Beach, 2021 Pleasure House Road, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And once again, fullimplantchoice.com. Follow him on social media. Stay in the know with what he's up to. And Dr. Hogan, I hope you make it out of here on Thursday in Norfolk. You're flying out of Norfolk International, right?
Yeah, hopefully fly out of Norfolk International on Thursday. I got a course to teach.
Hopefully they're able to clear that runway and get you out of there. It's looking like you might catch a little bit of a delay, but with a little bit of luck here, you'll still be able to get there in time. We shall see. The latest forecast from the National Weather Service at the moment, anywhere between 6 and 12 inches of snow for the greater Norfolk area. And the snow will be getting Wednesday sometime between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So right around lunchtime is when the snow will begin. It will be at its heaviest Wednesday late afternoon and into the evening. Dr. Adam Hogan, thanks for being with us. Always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show again, Lee.
Fullimplantchoice.com, 757-629-4259.
All right. We are going to be, thanks for joining us here on Facebook and on YouTube Live. We're going to be going out, and until next time, you guys look for this. I'll keep on trying to post this live on Facebook and YouTube and other media as we go forward in the months and years to come. So y'all have a great night.